we first came into contact, sort of, after I saw your Madras Cafe.
Right.
And I think I did acknowledge in my writings and on public platforms that it was the best Indian film on contemporary politics anybody had made as yet.
Wow.
Now you have Parmanu. Wiki Donor, you didn't act in it, but you produced it.
Right.
So is there something that attracts you to contemporary politics?
Well,
because Parmanu is very contemporary. Madras Cafe was very contemporary.
As a producer, I go by gut. I have to tell you a very interesting incident, if I may. When I was pretty young, I was sleeping at home one day and I woke up in the morning and I felt a drop of water hit my face. And I opened my eyes and I saw my mom drawing the curtains and she was crying. And I'm half Parsi, so I asked my mom, I said, "Mummy, su thayu, what happened?" And she said, "Rajiv Gandhi was killed last night." And I kind of saw her face and I understood the enormity of the situation till I think a couple of days later, your weekly and your bi-weeklies came out with, the covers.
Today.
Exactly. And I still have that magazine with the cover, with the torn kurta, the face, the Lotto shoes, and it impacted my life. And somewhere down the line, Shujit and I shared the same vision in making a story based on that, which is why we went ahead and made Madras Cafe, which was incidentally supposed to be our first film. Wiki Donor happened in the midst of our planning to make Madras Cafe. Similarly, Pokhran was something that is very close to my heart and it impacted me somewhere. Why I'm telling you this is because as a producer, I make films with my gut. Whatever I believe is working for me in my head, I believe would work for an audience somewhere. Pokhran, the tests impacted me somewhere. I felt like, FDI fell, what are we doing? And I still remember, I just happened to be seeing Vajpayee's speech, Andhera Chhatega, Kamal Khilega, in the parliament, and it seemed like and I was like, what a great orator. Man, this is crazy. This man means something, and he's standing up for India when we don't have any friendly neighbors. Then there was no USSR then, and and I was pretty politically aware somewhere down the line, and I said, in my head, I felt it was time for India to take a stand. I didn't know the rationale behind it. I just felt like a brave Indian soldier without being one. And somewhere it impacted me, which is why I thought as I could bide my time, this is a story that I felt every young or any Indian for that matter of fact must know. I feel a youngster today. I don't know, a lot of you are not probably in the age group of where I am, but there was a time when we used to travel and we used to take our passport abroad. And there were times when we would be embarrassed about being from India, whether we admit it or not. Today, a young Indian feels very proud of being an Indian. And I feel he's proud, he or she is proud today because of what happened on the 11th of May 1998. I feel that's the repercussion of what's happening today. So I feel this is a story that had to be told, had to be said, but to speak about it in context with Madras Cafe, from a producer's point of view now, absolutely from a producer's point of view, not from a learned point of view from where I'll come from. Madras Cafe was very niche, very elitist. It got the story across, but there was subtextual, implications of Adnan Khashoggi or Chandaswamy, which people didn't really get, in the film. With Parmanu, I wanted to simplify it and make it reachable to the lowest common denominator, which is why I tried to make the film very, very simple without really dumbing it down. So Parmanu is a true story. The facts are probably 90% there. But there is a fictional side to it, which is my character, and we had to tell the story from my shoulders, just like in Madras Cafe, and reach out to the lowest common denominator. And why I thought of it was, because when I did my research of Pokhran on Parmanu, I went to a village called Khetoli, which is the closest village.
Near Meerut, yes.
Exactly. And when I went there, I asked, this is the village, this is a small town closest to Pokhran. So when I went there, I met a 65-year-old gentleman and I said, यहाँ पे टेस्ट हुए थे, तो आपको कैसा लगा, क्या feeling हुआ आपको, कुछ radiation, you know, like I was asking inane questions just to get some kind of, you know, a reaction out of him. And he said, बेटा ये मेरा दीवार टूट गया. And he had left it broken to show me. I mean, to show people who came there. And I said, अच्छा दीवार टूट गया. He's saying दीवार टूट गया लेकिन हिंदुस्तान तो बन गया ना. And then I just felt that wow, my film has to reach this man too. I can't make it overtly intelligent where I get just a few telling me, wow, what a film. And we understood what's going on, but the rest of the world won't, or the rest of India won't. Which is why Parmanu is simplified to reach the lowest common denominator. And when you talk about fission bombs, fusion bombs, shafts, you talk about, you know, sub-kiloton, you know, you're talking about a lot of technical jargon. How do you simplify that? And that was a battle I was fighting. And I think credit to my director, I think he's simplified it and he's tried to tell it to an audience.